Okay, so I talk a lot about making life meaningful on this channel. In fact, this topic is kind of taken off all over YouTube in the last couple of weeks. And rightfully so. I mean, meaning is important, and I strongly believe that we should all strive to make our lives more meaningful, and we should all try and find meaning in every moment. But what's interesting to me is that all the videos that I'm seeing on YouTube are about how the question, what is the meaning of life, is baseless. The question in and of itself is meaningless. And I understand this perspective because there is no, single all-encompassing answer to what is the meaning of life. We all find meaning in different ways and all attribute meaning to different things. So nobody can come out here and say, this is the meaning of life. An actor experience that I think gives my life meaning may really mean nothing to you or really anybody else. American writer and literature professor Joseph Campbell famously said, "The meaning of life is whatever you ascribe it to be." We get to choose what our life means. We get to choose what gives our life meaning. There is no clear-cut answer because there isn't supposed to be one. That said, simply saying the question doesn't matter kind of feels like a cop-out to me. So what I want to do here is share several practices that I feel can serve as a guide to make your life more meaningful. But real quick, if you're new here and you don't know who I am, my name is Edgar. I make weekly videos on self-help and philosophical topics. If that sounds interesting to you anyway, consider subscribing. And with that, the first thing you can do to make life more meaningful is appreciate the beauty of reality. There's beauty all around us. There's beauty in nature, art, music, writing. Really, anything you can think of that's artistic in any way has beauty. But curiously enough, there can also be beauty in death, in tragedy, in struggles. This is the reason why tragic plays like Romeo and Juliet can withstand the test of time and be as popular today as they were back then. Thinking of some real life examples, the wildfires in California this year were pretty intense. But I remember seeing this one picture that showed a firefighter standing in the woods, in the middle of like the fire. And of course, there's color grading and editing and everything, but this picture, despite the horrible situation that they were in, how tragic the fires were, the photo was beautiful. And it was just interesting that like in the middle of this tragedy, being able to appreciate the beauty of what was. I guess what I'm trying to get at is that you can give your life meaning by simply appreciating what is. Outside of your hopes or desires or visions for the future, you accept the here and now, the present, no matter what it brings along with it. Being able to find contentment in the current state of the world, in what is a powerful feeling, and it can help make your life feel more meaningful. Dr. Viktor Frankl's book, Man's Search for Meaning, talks about his experience being in concentration camps during World War II, which often included grueling amounts of work. During their workday, they regularly have to march from one camp to another, often many, many miles. And they would do this regardless of the weather conditions. It could be rain, sleet, hail, snow, you name it, they were out there walking. But even though they were in this nightmare of a reality, he talks about how they would often stop and just gaze in awe at the trees, at the sunset, at any birds flying by. These little glimpses of beauty reminded them of a world beyond suffering, of freedom. It gave their life more meaning beyond being prisoners in a concentration camp. If they were able to appreciate beauty and find meaning in those situations, we who have it a million times better should be able to do it at any moment in our lives. Okay, the second thing I would suggest is do your part to add to the beauty of reality. Now, obviously, I'm not saying to add to the tragedies or the struggles, as beautiful as they may be. I'm talking about contributing to the positive parts of beauty. Add to nature by cleaning it up, grow some plants, plant some trees. At the very least, just don't litter. Preserve the beauty of nature. You can also help people out with their struggles, with their tragedies, because there is also beauty in overcoming and persevering. Now, as far as music and writing and art go, listen, I'm not saying you need to create anything. All I'm saying is that the Bible says God made us in His image, and He's a creator. So maybe, just maybe, we're all meant to be creators. But that's just me. You do you, boo-boo.
Do you, boo-boo.
Okay, the third thing you can do, build and foster genuine relationships. You should be making a conscious effort to form deep, authentic relationships and then spend time nurturing those relationships. Humans are hardwired for community. It's the only reason why we, as a species, have survived for so long. Plus, being around people that you care about and that genuinely care about you is such a rewarding feeling. I'm not sure if there's anything that I enjoy more than a private date night with my wife, or a tight-knit hangout with friends, or even just spending time with family. Doing these things just adds a level of meaning to your life that goes beyond yourself, and frankly, I think that's the best kind of meaning. On a side note, I've thought about making a video on how to grow and nurture relationships, both romantic and platonic, so if that's something that sounds interesting to you, please let me know in the comments down below. Okay, the fourth thing you can do, pursue curiosity and growth. I know it's kind of interesting to put those two things together, but I genuinely believe that pursuing things you're curious about is one of the greatest decisions you can make in your life. Doing that is how you grow in life. You're going to gain new experiences, new knowledge, new skills. These things are going to give your life a sense of progress and hence meaning. Take Sahil Bloom, for example. He built a whole career off of being curious. He has a newsletter called the Curiosity Chronicle that has hundreds of thousands of readers every single week, and both his IG and his Twitter bios say, "Exploring my curiosity and sharing what I learned along the way." I'm not promising that pursuing your curiosities are going to lead to a multi-million-dollar business like it did for him, but if it can do that for him, it should at least be able to help us in smaller but equally as meaningful ways. Just a thought. Okay, number 5, take on life's challenges head on. A quote from Man's Search for Meaning. We needed to stop asking about the meaning of life and instead think of ourselves as those who are being questioned by life, daily and hourly. Our answer must consist not in talk and meditation, but in right action and in right conduct. Life ultimately means taking the responsibility to find the right answer to its problems and to fulfill the tasks which it constantly sets for each individual. Attitude is everything, and the act of taking on life's challenges with a smile on our face, in and of itself, adds deeper meanings to our lives. It means we look forward to a better future. It means we look forward to conquering the things that are standing in our way. It means we simply look forward to living. Do we need a deeper meaning than that? Irish poet and playwright Oscar Wilde said, "To live is the rarest thing in the world. Most people exist. That is all." If your life is feeling meaningless, it's likely that you fall into that category of people who are simply just existing. So if you held a gun to my head and told me that I had to give you an all-encompassing one-liner on how to give life meaning, it would be this: live your life and embrace the life you live. Take risks, chase your dreams, fall in love, get your heart broken, cast off fear, and just do shit. Yeah, but Edgar, fear is a survival mechanism. Bullshit. Maybe in the caveman era, but nowadays it just holds you back 9 times out of 10. And who knows, maybe the things that you fear doing are the things you're supposed to do and that will give your life the most meaning. After all, Carl Jung said, "Where your fear is, there is your task." And with that, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Consider watching this video next. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.